All right, welcome back, people. This is No Decorum. I'm AJ.
And I'm Daniel.
And today, we're going to talk about a story that happened almost 2 years ago. And why people would ask why we are talking about a story that happened 2 years ago.
Fair question.
Well, the reason is because the video has just come out. It didn't just come out. Actually, they were forced. It was forced out.
Yeah, it was illegally obtained, I think,
Yeah.
by a reporter from the AP.
Yeah, and police also agreed with that. It was unauthorized.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, I gave away the word, please.
Ooh. You did it, AJ.
Yeah.
You gave away the game. So, the details, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Ronald Greene, right? Ronald Greene
Ronald Greene.
was, I guess, pulled over for a traffic violation, and he sped away from the police. This was in Louisiana.
Yep.
And I guess he was pulled over after that, and he was pulled out of his car and beaten, and pretty badly. Pretty badly.
Mr. Greene was, to some degree, even though he had just finished leading police officers on a lengthy and high-speed chase, his inclination at that particular point was to acquiesce to what the officers wanted.
Let me see your hands. Put your hands behind your back, bitch. Give me your fucking hands. Put your hands behind your back. Taser. Put your hands behind your back. Behind your back. You're about to get it again if you don't put your fucking hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I am sorry.
What's problematic for me is that Mr. Greene is now left on the ground, on his stomach, handcuffed in a prone position. And officers are trained throughout the United States that once there's a struggle of this nature, and the individual's handcuffed, that you need to push him off onto his side or get him in a sitting position so you can allow that breathing to be unimpeded by his own body weight.
All over. This guy ain't got fucking AIDS.
And that didn't happen for at least, based on my calculation, 9 minutes, where Mr. Greene was left alone. And then when he wasn't left alone and he tried to get over onto his side, another trooper pushed him down using his foot against the lower back and buttocks of Mr. Greene. And I didn't understand that. There was absolutely no reason for that. Under no circumstances should Mr. Greene have been drugged by his ankle shackles. That was malicious, sadistic, completely unnecessary. And the officer that did it's going to have to be held accountable.
That's the basics.
He gave them a chase for a long time. It was I think it was almost 30-minute chase.
Yeah.
He had speeds of 115 miles an hour.
Pretty fast.
I mean, he put 4 or 5 officers' lives in danger.
And anybody else in the vicinity.
Yeah, I mean, these officers, these fine gentlemen,
Heroes.
who have a right to go home to their families.
Yes, they do.
He put their lives in danger. How could he? I mean, how could he done that?
Pretty
Why would
thoughtless.
he do that?
Mm-hmm. He didn't value their lives, that's why.
Yeah. I think maybe because he wanted to run away from them.
Well, yeah, if you're being chased by police in Louisiana and you're black, you might want to run away.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea. But that was his thinking. And
Yeah. We don't know what thinking was, but that's what he did. And when he came to a stop, they pulled him out of the car. They beat him up.
tased him several times.
Tased him and dragged him across the floor while handcuffed.
Yeah. His
behind
feet
his
and
back.
hands were handcuffed.
Yeah.
Right?
Shackled.
Shackled. It's a more appropriate word.
Yep. And by the time the ambulance arrived, he had already died. Yep.
He'd already died.
Lord.
You don't.
All right, sir. Don't you turn over. All right. Don't you turn over. You lay on your belly. Lay on your belly. Yes, sir.
What he doesn't do is probably more revealing than what he does, and that is he never checks on the well-being of Mr. Greene.
I was going to see him up, but I didn't want him spitting blood all over us.
There was this lethargic, laid-back demeanor. They captured their quarry. Now I'm going to wash my hands. Now I'm going to check the car out and search it. All those things, sure, you want to do that. But you really want to secure Mr. Greene, get him in a patrol car, get him sitting up, and then inquire about EMS and their ETA to get there. That I didn't see at all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I got to get to the car. It took 3 of them to take him down. So you need to consider that. Sure, you want handcuffs on. Well, get another handcuff.
Hey, put a handcuff on them and cuff them to the stretcher before you pop one.
Might want to have a desk called West Monroe.
Stonewalling is literally the Achilles heel of law enforcement, and the only reason I could even conjecture that this information would not be provided to the medical examiner's office is because they didn't want him to see it.
And I beat the ever living fuck out of him, choked him and everything else trying to get him under control.
To mention that goes to show you the mindset that perhaps this is sort of an accepted type of behavior of the officer to freely share it with other officers.
And then all of a sudden he just went limp. Yeah, I thought he was dead.
There's a consummate leadership failure that for some reason or another, either based upon custom and practice or deliberately indifference, that they intentionally thwarted the facts of this case to be truly revealed.
Good job, Chris. Hey, really, y'all did a good job. Y'all called it out. Did a good job.
And what did the police say was the cause of death initially?
And when his body was transported to the ER, the police explained to the ER doctor that the reason he's dead is because he crashed into the tree.
That's right. But upon examination of his vehicle, well, clearly had not crashed into anything. So
More likely a weed, maybe.
yeah, I think he crashed into some fists and feet of the police officers more than anything else. But yeah,
Yeah.
so they lied, and that's an official document, right?
Well, once the ER doctor examined his body, he noted there were some cuts, deep cuts to his head, face, bruises on his body, all over his body.
Taser marks. I don't know.
And also he noted there were 2 taser prongs still stuck to his back.
So, okay.
So what happened? Did the tree tased him?
Possibly.
The tree was annoyed at it. It was at night. Tree was sleeping and he crashed into him.
Maybe he thought it was a burglar. I don't know. It was just self-defense. But yeah, so that was a lie.
Yeah.
They
so
told
the
a lie.
doctor, in his notes, noted at that time, does not add up. Coked.
Yeah, that's right. That's his professional opinion. It
Yeah.
does not add up. Okay, so, and that was it. That was all we heard about it for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this has happened in 2019.
that's right.
So
2 years ago.
2 years ago, it just coming out because the family insisted, because when he looked at his car is in perfect condition. Airbags are not blown.
Nope.
Bumper, tires, everything
Everything's
looks
fine.
normal.
So why would they lie? Or maybe they misreported or misremembered.
I think it was maybe cover up.
I don't
You
know.
think?
AJ. I don't know. Police are upstanding people.
These are fine people. Yeah, I know.
They're here to protect and serve.
Yeah.
They're not here to cover things up.
No.
They want to get at the truth. But yeah,
These are Louisiana state troopers.
the
They are
finest
highly trained.
in beating handcuffed people up.
Yeah.
And,
Highly educated.
highly, well, we'll leave that to others to figure out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So all that to say that they try to cover up their crime, which was killing a man who was handcuffed
Yep.
by feet and hands. And for the most part, they almost got away with it. If
They-
not for an
For-
intrepid reporter from the
Yep.
AP.
AP. He kept on insisting.
But how did he obtain this footage, I wonder?
He probably sued.
Well, you
They
can't,
probably sued.
but it was an authorized release, right? Wouldn't that be
No,
authorized?
they released it to the reporter. Reporter showed it. Reporter didn't show them. The police finally showed the family the video, and they had the video, so it was the family that released
Well,
the video, and at that time the police said it was an unauthorized release.
well, that's too bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it hurt their feelings.
And it hurt the investigation, right?
Yeah, it's.
What investigation? I don't know.
I don't know. They had 2 years to investigate. They
Yeah.
didn't do it. So what were they waiting for?
Well, the Trump administration investigated him, and it's ongoing now.
And even if Trump administration thought this needs investigation, I mean, you just think how bad it was.
I mean, as pro-cop as they were.
Yeah,
or
pro-cop.
pretended they were.
Anti-color people.
That's speculative, AJ. I don't really know if that's true or not.
No, I mean, he did have Ben Carson in his administration. So,
Yep. Sleepy Ben.
yeah, Sleepy Ben.
But, yeah, so we know that for a fact that 6 of the higher-ups have retired during this investigation
Yeah.
to save their hides and their retirements and, their pension, I'm sure. And I think at the end of this month or the end of the summer, it's going into a grand jury, and they're going to decide if they want to file charges.
And also, one of the cops that provided the beating also died, right?
Yes, he also died. That's right.
He died in a one-car crash. That seems a little fishy to me.
A little fishy, yeah. It sure does. A little ironic, though, too.
You think other cops have something to do with it?
Let me consult my bobblehead. Looks like it. It looks like that's the case. It's hard to say. But, yeah, it is suspicious. But who knows? We'll see.
Well,
But yeah,
we'll find out.
it's an important story. I mean, it just goes hand in hand with the George Floyd story, the abuse of power, the kind of overreach. It's been a while,
But
I know, but
I hear from other people all the time that police is here to serve, is here to protect. Why would they do that?
well, maybe they're not just here for that. Because they're also human beings. They have their own biases. They have their own issues. And, of course, police officers, a lot of them, they seem to have a bit of a complex, right, with authority. And so when you question that, they get very upset. When they don't do exactly what they say, they get upset. And they lash out, retaliate.
It's the God complex.
Yeah, something like that. It's something like that. And then the inability to criticize that, it's what you call hero worship. And when somebody else can't see what's being done wrong and criticize it, well, that's also a problem. There's a lot of people we know like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the hero worship thing, authority.
Yeah.
Is it the fact that they were not able to go in? Is it because of that?
Because I'm going to do what?
Not able to go into the police force, or not?
It's very possible. Just didn't have the right stuff for it, I guess. It's unclear why that the case. I mean, a lot of them just like, I don't know. It's the same thing with the military, where they don't criticize the military for anything they do. There's something about that. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know. I don't know what exactly leads people to have those beliefs, but I don't know. They put them on a pedestal for some reason. I think they can do no wrong.
Even though we know the police comes from the community, most of these officers are from the same community. And that's why they become police officers, because they want to stay in the same town. I mean, yeah, they do move around, but most of them belong to the area. And they come from the community, so they are, from the same pool. These are humans.
Yeah.
They can lie.
Sure.
Cheat.
Like anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, to them, this is just a job. It's not, they say, we want to go in there to serve and all that, but most of the time, I think it's the power. You're not going in there for money.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to have power over other people. That kind of influence and authority, maybe intimidation, I don't know. But a lot of them going for the wrong reasons, obviously. And things like this happen.
Yeah.
Where it's pretty brutal. Of course, you can watch the video. It's
we are going to link the video in our video, so you guys can watch it, all of it. We will put a little bit, just the clips of it, because it is brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic.
I think it's worse than George Floyd.
Yeah, I think it is too. It is too. Yeah, see a lot more blood on this one.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this one, George Floyd, he was suffocated. That was no joke. But this one, I think he suffered for almost 30 to 45 minutes. I think the whole video is about 45 minutes long.
He even tells one of the police officers that I'm your brother.
Yeah.
And I'm scared. And didn't do much.
And all they're worried about is if this guy has AIDS or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
While they're wiping his blood off of their hands. They're saying, hope this guy does not have AIDS.
I mean, if you didn't make him bleed so much, you'd be worried about it, but
Yeah. I mean, if you don't beat him and hit him, you would not have to worry about that.
Well,
do your job. Basically, do your job.
Yeah.
He was driving 115 miles an hour. Yeah, at that time, he is, by law, can be taken to jail. Stop his car, open the door, let him get out, handcuff him, take him to jail, and let the court system deal with it.
That's right. Yeah. You have one job, they have another job.
Your job is to arrest people for breaking law. Do that. Take them to jail, and you go home.
Or go find
home
more
to
bad
your
guys.
families, wherever, or your cousins or whoever that is.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's very simple, right? Very simple. You're not the judge, not the jury, or the executioners, right? You arrest. That's what you do.
You are a law enforcement officer. Enforce the law.
All right.
That's all you're supposed to do. Please like and subscribe, and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll get back to you.